Hey everybody, welcome to the Pet Food Puzzle Guy. My name is Glenn. Thanks for being here. I know some of you, most of you know me, but I know we have new people coming in all the time. And the whole name, the Pet Food Puzzle Guy, that came about because when I retired from 34 years of veterinary nutrition, I discovered YouTube because I was doing a lot of home projects. Now I had time. I couldn't use the excuse that I didn't have time. And of course, YouTube is great for learning how to do this plumbing job or, you know, that job, whatever. And I one day put in pet food or dog food. And when I started seeing the stuff coming up, that just drove me nuts. And long story short, I decided I needed to share my experience and all with dog and cat lovers out there just like me, and kind of set things straight and give them some good information instead of what they're hearing from some of these other channels. So that's why I'm here. And the pet food puzzle was, again, because of getting into puzzles and now getting on YouTube. And I thought, you know, that actually fits, because a puzzle, you have to put all the pieces together correctly to get the clear picture of what the puzzle is. It's the same thing when you're a pet lover trying to find a pet food. You've got to take all the pet food marketing, all the confusing misinformation and all out lies that they come right out and say, and put it together in a way that you actually know what the truth is. So it's kind of like a puzzle. So that's where the Pet Food Puzzle Guy came from. Hope you find that very clever, because I thought it was clever when I came up with it. So anyway, that's where the name comes from. And as I'm looking at the puzzle above me over here, this really cool wolf puzzle, was really perfect to be in my background because one, I love wolves. My wife and I met working in Yellowstone National Park back in the 70s when the wolf packs were really cool to watch and all. And all those wolves, of course, are gone now, and there's new packs there. But anyway, so I do love wolves. And my dad and daughter made that puzzle. My daughter was probably only about 2 or 3 at the time, and she was helping Grandpa. And my dad is no longer with us, and my daughter is now 24 and married and out of the house. So it's kind of a special puzzle. So that's why it's here in my background. And so anyway, enough about that. Tonight we are going to review Unkibble. It's a brand that keeps showing up on my Facebook all the time, and I figure, hey, if they're going to keep putting their information out on my Facebook page, then I have a right to respond. So I feel bad picking on individual companies, but I think I'm going to start doing it more and more because it's the only way to get the information to you. So instead of, I know we look at nutrient numbers, I put up a lot of numbers for you guys. I'm sure after a while you get tired of looking at all the different numbers. So no numbers tonight, because when I went to Unkibble, I couldn't find any numbers. Their website was pretty lame as far as showing nutrient numbers or stuff like that. So I thought we'd kind of just look at what they do have on their website and see if we can make heads or tails out of, do we like this food or not? So the name is Spot Tango Unkibble. And of course, this is an anti-kibble company. That's the popular thing these days. Kibble is, you know, of the devil, so you have to feed Unkibble. These guys are a little different. These guys make fun of the raw and the frozen people because they have a slowly freeze-dried food that's dried, and you can keep it in a bag, you know, to put in the freezer and take up freezer space and have to thaw it. So of course they make frozen sound really awful, you know. Of course, the frozen people make it sound wonderful. That's marketing. But anyway, Spot Tango Unkibble, and there's a chicken and brown rice. There's a couple different versions of it. One thing I found real quick, looking at their marketing, one of their page was, here's Unkibble and here's Kibble. We have to compare Unkibble to Kibble because Kibble is so bad. And they go through the typical, you know, Unkibble uses fresh whole ingredients, and Kibble uses feed grade ingredients. In other words, low quality. Now, feed grade, I mean, anything that's not in total control of the FDA at all times becomes feed grade. It's not fit for human consumption. When you go to the grocery store and you pick up some meat or something, the minute you're outside that door, that food is now not fit for human consumption because it's lost the FDA control of it. So you can't bring that food back and then have them sell it, okay? So feed grade means absolutely nothing. It's just, again, human grade feed grain, trying to make it grade, trying to make it sound like it's something it's not. Real meats only. So Unkibble has real meat, where Kibble, of course, has powdered meat meals. And again, whoops, my son is calling, but we're gonna hang up on him. Powdered meat meals, of course, is terrible. That's low grade. Again, because they just misinform you as to what powdered meat meals are. If you take the meat and you cook it and dry it down to a powder, that becomes an excellent meat source. Now, if it's high quality meat with low minerals and doesn't have a lot of bone, hair, hoof, feathers, and stuff like that in it, that's an excellent protein source. It has nothing to do with whether it's a meal or fresh meat. The fresh meat could be garbage meat, where the meal is high quality, even human grade. Okay, so the whole idea of whether it's dried or not is ridiculous, but it sounds good to say meat meal is bad. We use nothing but fresh meat. And if you think about 1 pound of meal, that's a lot of protein. Okay, all the moisture's been taken out. You just have protein for that pound. Pound of meat, what, 70–80% of it's water. Okay, so again, they're just misleading. That's all they're doing. And they all do it, but these guys are doing it since we're reviewing them. No artificial additives, colors, or flavors. Most foods do not add additives that are not necessary. Now, if you're saying, as a matter of fact, they're saying they don't add artificial additives, colors, or flavors. And they're saying Kibble adds fillers and additives. Now, I don't know what a filler is. I've seen many websites saying, oh, filler is corn and things like that. Well, again, if you go to some of my other videos, corn has plenty of nutrients. So anybody telling you it's a filler with no nutritional value, they're just lying to you, or they don't know better. Either way, I wouldn't feed their food because neither of those answers are acceptable to me. But as far as additives, well, additives like supplements, like vitamin E and vitamin D and all this other stuff. So again, what are they really getting at? And as far as colors, most food companies nowadays don't add colors unless you're Kibbles and Bits or, you know, a few of those foods. So again, they're just trying to say we're better because we don't do this, but those guys do, without really clarifying what they're saying. Gently dried at low temperatures. Okay, that's the freeze-dried. Versus the Kibble, which is extruded at high temperatures. And they don't go into it here, but you guys all know, what does that mean? Oh, it's extruded, and somewhere else in their website it says it strips the nutrients from the food because it's extruded. Isn't it amazing? All these Kibbles out there, you think dogs would be dropping over dead all the time because all the nutrients in their food has been stripped when it was cooked. It's ridiculous, but they use this marketing and obviously it works. That's what's so sad. It's really sad. So anyway, I'm here to tell you extrusion does not, it denatures certain vitamins and minerals, which is why you have to add a supplement. But guess what? You have to add a supplement anyway. Anybody telling you we don't add a vitamin mineral mix to our food, the ingredients provide all that? I'm sorry, I don't understand that at all. When you understand the interaction between minerals, calcium, phosphorus, zinc, magnesium, on and on and on, and you're just thinking, instead of having a precise balance of those nutrients, antioxidants, okay? Blueberries have lots of antioxidant properties. How many blueberries do you have to eat to get what you get from your supplement of antioxidants? Do you really believe that capsule of vitamin E is not good, but eating a few blueberries is gonna, you probably have to eat a friggin' bushel of blueberries to get what you get in that supplement? Or how many fish do you have to eat in order to get the fish oil that you get in a fish oil capsule? So this idea that, you know, oh, we don't add, you know, synthetic vitamins or minerals, that's just absurd. I would never feed a food if I didn't see a vitamin mineral mix that's been added to those ingredients. It makes absolutely no sense. What else I got here? Custom plans and scoops. This is funny. So Unkibble has custom plans. If you go to the website, you can't see nutrients. You can't see what it's going to cost. You have to do their quiz to get a plan, a custom plan for your dog. I'm sorry, come on, just give me the facts and I'll figure out whether I want to buy your food or not. But no, you've got to play this little game. In custom plans and scoops, you know what they say about kibble? Well, kibble is confusing feeding guidelines. So in other words, it's so confusing to look at the bag and feed your 40-pound dog a cup and a half of food. Oh my goodness, and I don't have a custom cup and a custom plan. I'm just totally lost. I don't know what I'm going to do. My dog's going to die. It's just, but again, this is the marketing that works. It's incredible. So here we go. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. We'll go with this page here. It says perfect. Now, I love the word perfect, okay? Perfect for puppies and adults. So I don't need these guys to show me their nutrient levels because they tell me exactly why I would not feed this food. This is what the page says. Perfect for puppies and adults. Not adequate, not pretty good, not, acceptable, but perfect. So I don't want to look up the definition of perfect, but you guys can guess it, okay? What does it say? All our unkibble and fresh recipes meet or exceed the standards set by AAFCO's dog food nutrient profiles for all life stages. Right there, they've just told me, what have they just told us? That this is when it meets or exceeds the standards. So in other words, the nutrient profiles that AAFCO puts out there, we've talked about this before in other videos, this meets those or exceeds them. So in other words, they're telling you they exceed the levels that AAFCO is even, saying. But what's more important is they're saying the nutrients in this food are high enough for all life stages. And all, I'm going to put that in capitals, ALL, it means all life stages, including puppyhood. So I always use this example, and I really have to get pictures of my son's Bernese Mountain Dog. Maybe I'll get him before I publish this, but I want you to picture that 8-week-old Bernese Mountain Dog, about this big, and just nothing but a ball of love and fluff and playfulness. And in about a year, at least Atlas was, I think he was over 100 pounds after that first year. Think about the nutrition it takes to go from that 8-week-old puppy that's like this to that 1-year-old dog like this, okay? That's what puppy food does. These guys are telling you that their diet is perfect for the incredible demand, that nutritional demand that puppy needs, but go ahead and feed that to your 10, 11-year-old lab at home, or your, whatever, 13-year-old Bernese Mountain. We had one that was a month short of 13 years old, Delilah. Go ahead and feed her the same food you're feeding that puppy. Does that make any sense at all? No, it doesn't. All life stage food, basically, and I take away the word basically, it actually is puppy food. It has to be, because it can't be deficient for any life stage. So if they're telling you, and this is a legal document from the food company, that they're claiming if they're good for all life stages, you could sue them for deficiencies if they actually had them. But they're telling you, oh no, we exceed all that. So whatever the protein, minerals, whatever, we exceed even what AAFCO says, and they sure do, because that food is good enough even for growing puppies. That's why I'm not going to feed it to my adult dog. I have an 8-year-old and a 13-year-old dog. I'm not feeding him a food that is good for that growing puppy. And they're saying it right here. In fact, it says, if you've got a puppy, we'll take that into account when building your plan. Then we can adjust your plan as they grow. So in other words, we're going to change the amount of food. That's fine, but you're not changing the ratio of protein and fats and minerals and all that other stuff. So it's really a shame, but I don't need to look at their nutrient levels when I can read what they're saying about their food. No, it can't be perfect for puppies and adults. It can't be. So then they go even a little further. Everybody loves using the veterinary nutritionist, okay? Now, either you're a board certified veterinary nutritionist or you're nothing, okay? There's none of this, pet nutrition baloney, whatever, associate, all this stuff you hear out there that people are claiming they are. But this says, formulated by veterinary nutritionists. Spot Tango is complete and balanced formulated by veterinary nutritionists to meet the nutritional levels established by AAFCO dog food nutrient trials for all life stages. So they're saying the same thing, but they're saying, oh yeah, this is so good, it's been formulated by veterinarians. I don't know what veterinary nutritionists would say, feed that 8-week-old puppy the same food that you'd feed that 11-year-old Bernese Mountain Dog. I need somebody to tell me that. I've never met a board certified veterinary nutritionist, and I've met a handful of them that would support that, but yet here it is. And we see that with a lot of foods. We've talked about that on my channel a lot. Then I was going through the channels and I came across this, Bella the Dachshund. Now, one of my dogs is named Bella. Bella is, I believe, the #1 name for female dogs for the last couple of years. Didn't know that when I named her Bella, but there's lots of Bellas out there. She's 3 years old and weighs 5 pounds. So here's Bella, she weighs just 5 pounds. Her health issue is allergies and coat issues. And her favorite flavor on kibble is, guess what? Beef and barley. Now, how do I say this? If you talk to any derm expert out there or get any textbook on dermatology for dogs, you're going to find that beef is probably in every single textbook, every single conversation, is probably the #1 allergen that we see in dogs. So here's a great, so this dog has an allergy and you feed it this beef and barley diet, which we know is high enough for puppies. She's 3 years old, so that's not terrible, and especially because she's small. But this is going to help her allergies, giving her the #1 allergen that we know is out there. Oh, what? Huh? It doesn't make any sense to me, but they can put it on there. They don't tell you anything else, just that Bella is on the beef and barley and her health issue is allergies and coat issues. I guess we're just supposed to assume that this helped Bella with her food allergies by feeding her beef. Maybe, I mean, we have those weird anomalies when it comes to allergies, but that's ridiculous. And here's the other thing. It's starting at $1.06 a day a meal for a 5-pound dog. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time on the cost here because this food there's nothing here that impresses me at all. But $1.06 for a 5-pound dog. I wonder what a 40-pound dog goes for. Yikes. I don't even want to think about it. And I'm trying to think if there is anything else on this food. I think that's it. So, you know, I hate to be unfair. I don't know what the nutrient numbers are for this food. I don't like their marketing. It's very misleading. Of course, kibble is of the devil, as usual. They're freeze-dried, so they're better than inconvenient frozen and all that, which I will give them that. Frozen sounds like a real mess. You have to thaw it. We never have room in our freezer for anything for my ice cream or my, you know, stuff I want in there. So that would be a drag. But there's nothing here to impress me with Spot and Tango. The marketing is misleading, and then when they finally get honest, they tell me the nutrient levels are excessive for my adult dog. So if you have a puppy and you want to feed this food, by all means, I don't see anything wrong with that. But again, I don't know the nutrient levels, but there's nothing they said in their information that makes me go, ooh, I'm impressed, let me feed that food. I would stick with the IMS Pro Plan Science Diet, you know, those brands. Nothing here for me to get excited about. So hopefully that helps. We'll see you guys.